Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, from everyone here at 2K Sports. Nothing like the NBA for Turkey Day. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Thunder here to defend the home court, playing host to the Eastern Conference. This game against Brooklyn here, it's their first look at the Nets. They lost both of the matchups in this interconference battle a season ago. They'd like to change that now.
And it wasn't a matchup they fared well in last year, as they just couldn't figure this team out.
0-2 for them in this matchup last year, Greg. Both teams fighting every second of the way, trying to push into the playoffs in their respective conferences.
So the Nets starting five. Uncovered. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Stockton with it. Here's prime time. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Stockton outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Irving. Lucas the pass to prime time. And a wide open look for Irving. Off the iron that time.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move. And for long stretches of the season, the Thunder, they had a short bench early on due to injury and just having a short rotation. They did change things up, though, as they went through that regular season.
The Brooklyn Nets come into this one following a loss to the Wizards. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Nets were pretty far back from relevance at times last season, as we saw. It took a late season hot streak for them, Greg, to get into the playoff picture.
Yeah, and that was a neck-and-neck race with the Pacers right till the very end. Not exactly what they had in mind at the start of the season, but they did pull through.
Boy, I tell you what, he does not look like your typical big man up there at the line. He has an excellent stroke and a percentage to match.
The feed to Lucas. Here's prime time from 17 feet out. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Primetime's got his first bucket in this one.
And, you know, for the Nets, they ended up being bounced out of the first round, fell to the #1 seed Hawks. They put up a good fight against Atlanta and made the series interesting, but still came up short.
5 on the clock. Jen. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Their backcourt is phenomenal, Kevin. Absolutely phenomenal. That's why they've been given the green light every time they touch the ball.
And for the Nets in the postseason, they did have a good showing despite that early exit. Many people expected the Hawks to sweep, but they took them to 6 games and capped what was an interesting year for Brooklyn overall.
Here's prime time. Off target from outside. Pass to Towns. He's covered by Stockton. A rebound by Stockton. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. When you look at the roster of the Thunder from last year, Clark, they knew how to build from within.
Well, last season's roster, everybody but one player was either drafted or acquired via trade. That's a rare combo in the NBA.
The Thunder making a switch here. Maravich is checked in.
And guys, for the Thunder, listen, they're not a big market team. They've had to make sacrifices with money to stay competitive. They do a terrific job with the limitations that small market presents.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throws.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Wallace is checked in for Mutombo. Malone comes in for Lucas. Baylor, he's checked in for Irving. And Smith subbed in for primetime.
And, you know, as we've seen, success in the NBA can come in a lot of different packages. I mean, it can't happen without the big free agent signing or spending. it helps to draft a guy like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook for that matter.
Now here's Towns. Scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
Here is Maravich. Dishes it to Baylor. No good on the 3. The Nets with the lead. Baylor defending. To the left side wing. They set the screen. Offline with his 3.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Now here's Baylor. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Maravich, good.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
The Nets have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Screen by Grant. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
Oklahoma City's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Smith dishes to Wallace. 32 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And that one's good by Baylor.
This has been a thriller. You cannot say enough about the way these two teams have competed.
All indications, Greg, are that this game is going down to the wire. I mean, I'd be surprised, actually shocked, if it ended any other way.
Up the floor, picked off in midair. There's the dish to Towns. From deep. From outside, off the mark. It's tipped. Here's Smith. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, you know, some might say, hey, can't we just skip the replay this time around? But you just never know.
Yeah, anything can happen. I mean, they want to get the call right, and the league is taking steps to speed the process with the Replay Review Center in Secaucus queuing up the footage for the officials.
And they've overturned the call. The replay was conclusive, and that one's going to count.
And Kevin, an example of why it's good to have replay. I don't know what kind of impact it'll have on the final result, but you always want them to get every call right.
And Nets head coach Lionel Hollins known for his no-nonsense style, but he'll tell you.
I told him all. You could.
I still don't think that Coach Hollins is anyone to be trifled with, and I think the Net players would agree with me on that one.
Oh, yes, I know they've got that one figured out. And I do, too, as a matter of fact. The last thing anybody on the team better be doing is laughing at Lionel Hollins. Just ask Darren Williams.
Thanks for joining us in this Thanksgiving presentation of the NBA. What do you guys think about the Thunder here in this one?
It's all about the depth, really. The bench has been the difference. The bench play really has separated these two teams.
Yeah, it's been a huge advantage for them. That bench has really made a nice contribution.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for Brooklyn now, Mark down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Money's checked in for Brooklyn. Oklahoma City leading by 8. Nets were the hottest team and story a few years back, certainly, but last season they were put up for sale, surprisingly to some, Clark, midway through the year.
Yeah, that was odd timing given the new arena and rebranding. I mean, you would think after all that effort to rebuild the team, you would see it through.
Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. And it's sent back by Mutombo. And he's able to get it back. Great open look there. Money's got his first basket.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Here's Stockton. Got a piece of it, but he recovers it. Another shot. Iguodala no good.
A little ambitious on that possession, trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
Jin, he's covered by Stockton, and Irving pulls it down. The Thunder with the lead. Puts it up from 12. The basket is good. The assist from Stockton. Stockton's got 3 assists in the game.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
You know, the Nets really kind of drifted along for the first part of last season, treaded water, but after the All-Star break, they stepped on the gas, put themselves right back in the playoff picture.
Prime time's checked in for Oklahoma City. Here's Marbury. Grant slams it back in.
Now that's no run-of-the-mill putback there.
Well, the rebound and then the dunk, one on top of the other.
Yeah, that's what we call a potent 1-2 punch.
And that one is stuffed right through.
Terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and then excellent transition offense.
And really, it all stems from the aggressive defense. That's exactly what the doctor ordered.
Here's primetime, and the Thunder another 3. Primetime. As you mentioned, the Nets were great after the break, had the 3rd best record post-All-Star break in the East.
Yeah, and how about winning 13 of their first 22 after the break? And sometimes with a new coach and system, it takes a while to kind of figure things out. And that seemed to be the case with the Nets last year.
6 on the shot clock. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. 6 points for him.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one, drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's been said time and time again that playing in Oklahoma City is one of the tougher places to play in the league. Last year we saw it as well. This place, Greg, gets so loud when the Thunder are rolling.
And even though the Thunder missed the playoffs, the Chesapeake Energy Arena was as loud as ever. Really helps when you are the show in a city.
And it's Malone with the rebound. Here's primetime. Misses the 3.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out.
The Thunder leading by 9.
And even though the injuries hurt the Thunder, last year at home, they were still as strong as ever. I mean, a home record of 29-12 is pretty darn good. Unfortunately, they were in a very tough Western Conference.
And he gets it to go. Lucas has got 6 here in this quarter.
And getting going here in the second quarter, his second three-pointer of the game.
Here's Money. Maravich defending. Here's Marbury. Drops it in from 14 feet away.
And part of why the Thunder were so good at home was their attention to detail on the defensive end of the floor. They were a top 5 defense at home. They had the best rebound differential in the league at home.
Prime time, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one, drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Been a solid outing for primetime. 9 points, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
And that's a good place to get them. They don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Wallace has checked in for Lucas, and Smith subbed in for Irving. Thunder with the rebound. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. Malone kicks to Smith. Back to Malone. Smith outside. Back to Malone. Takes the 13-footer. No good. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
A floater. Good work defensively by Maravich. The Thunder leading by 11. Pass to Malone. Smith on the wing. From the arc. They grab their own miss. Maravich, the pass to Smith. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Smith's got 5 now.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
At the top of the key, Towns takes the elbow jumper and trains it. 6 points for him.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
He's really, really good at using his size to free himself up for those mid-range jumpers. A master at it.
That'll do it for the first half. Thunder lead by 12. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. Things really started to heat up in that second quarter as they put together some nice runs and were able to pull out to a 12-point lead. Shaq, your thoughts on the Thunder?
Well, in terms of running a smooth, efficient...
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. One guy who's been getting it done is prime time.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
We've got Irving. Mutombo is out there with Lucas, and it's prime time. And it's Stockton in at the 1. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half. Feeds to Shrimp. Tries from 16. Lucas with the rebound.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Not much to complain about for Brooklyn fans with the Nets' road play last year. Looked pretty much the same as they did at home.
And, Kevin, that can cut both ways. I mean, the Nets were 19-22 on the road. Exactly the same record they had at Barclays.
Irving from long range. And the basket good. Irving's got 9 points.
They just continue to splash home those threes. Eliminating the deep shot has to become priority number 1 for this defense.
Absolutely. You cannot allow a team to have that kind of a rhythm from beyond.
Nets trail by 17.
And for the Nets, on the road, they did have some differences. As a team, they shot better on the road than at home by a significant margin.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Passes it to prime time. The shot is off. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action.
You know, overall, the Nets had the same road record as they did at home. I mean, but late last year, they were the only team with more road wins than home wins. That was the case until their final game of the season, actually. Forget about finesse and agility. This big fella's all about power and force.
Back to Stockton. On the wing, Irving. Schrempf covered. That drops. Irving's got 5 points now this quarter.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Jacks up a 3. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Irving's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard. that's at the top of that list.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. And that one's good. He's got 8.
That's really told the story today, guys. I mean, throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and then finish.
More active and more physical down low. That's what's really been the difference thus far.
Here's prime time. That's good. And a nice assist from Stockton. 17 points for prime time.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Out to the right wing. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but few saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
From outside the arc, rebound, Julius Erving. Irving's got 4 rebounds now tonight. There's the 3. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
And the D is getting bombarded. They haven't been able to slow them down the least bit.
There's the pass to Towns. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Kicks to Lucas. And that'll be Oklahoma City as it goes out of bounds. Thunder retain possession. Baylor, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Iguodala comes in for prime time. Money's checked in for the Nets. The feed to Baylor. He dishes it to Iguodala. 6 to shoot. His 3-pointers off the mark. The Nets have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Jen, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. 12 points for him.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Lucas dishes to Iguodala. Here's the 3. And it's Iguodala again missing.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
And there's Baylor. That's good on the assist by Irving. Baylor's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
And the shot is good. Baylor's got 7 points.
That's now 7 straight for them coming from fast breaks.
Yeah, and they're making it look easy, guys, running it down the opponent's throat.
Here's Money. Hits the difficult fadeaway jumper. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Iguodala.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Substitution. Number 7.
Here's Marbury. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Thunder out in front, delivering the blowout. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. The Thunder leading by 22. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. Maravich kicks to Baylor. He feeds it to Smith. And And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't. Going to let them get the advantage.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
Well, you know, we're far enough away from the 2013 draft where we can start to get a feel for just how strong it was. I mean, the initial feeling was it was a weak draft, but there have been some gems coming out of it of late.
To the middle, 5 on the clock, and the slam dunk by Wallace.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up a dunk.
And, guys, it was a terrific understanding between teammates that made that possible. They really did read each other well there.
Back to Schrempf. He kicks to Towns. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And for the 2013 draft class, not sure if there are going to be a lot of all-stars from that class, but there are quite a bit of rotational players that are effective.
And Kevin, listen, there's still a chance to see a couple of all-stars emerge from the class, as there are some elite talents that just need time to grow. And overall, there weren't too many complete misses. Almost every lottery pick is a rotation player at this point.
Inside. Good work defensively by Maravich.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here's Towns, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
You know, one thing we saw a lot of last season during the playoffs was the hack-a-shack plan, pretty much purposely fouling a poor free throw shooting. A lot of differing opinions on it, as it wasn't fun to watch for the viewers, but many feel it's a legitimate part of the game if it works.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Mutombo is checked in for Wallace. Lucas comes in for Malone. Irving's checked in for Baylor. And Stockton subbed in for Smith. The hack-a-shack or the hack-a-Jordan or the hack-a-whatever being a focus of the playoffs last season. We saw it up close and personal. It opened up a debate, Greg, on whether or not it should be allowed. What do you think?
You know, it's a touchy subject. I remember last summer, or spring, I should say, the commissioner touched upon it. You know, one of the concerns is, do you want to change a rule for an entire league when it basically affects 2 players? And so it's something that you got to be sensitive to. But to your point, the fans don't want to see that ugly style of basketball.
It's boring. It slows the game down. And he gets it to go.
Oh, he's got such great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Now, here is Maravich. Pass to Mutombo. The kick out to Irving for 3. Now that is his 7th field goal in 10 tries. He's shooting a very good 70%.
Add another triple to their second half total.
They came out of the break just dropping bombs and just are not letting up at all.
And one thing about the NBA, there are a ton of siblings currently playing in the league. Some on the same team, some on opposing sides, but there must be over a half a dozen sets of siblings.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey, guys, over that break, I was able to catch the message Lionel Hollins was giving to his team. He said their plan was run their offense through Towns. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. Also, he said that he'd like them to operate quickly on offense, finding and taking shots early in the shot clock. With the minutes ticking down and the deficit still a big one, those adjustments have to be a chance worth taking, Kevin.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Kept alive. Another shot. Good D by Irving.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
The open shot, Stockton misses the chippy right there. As you said, Greg, there are a ton of sibling pairs in the NBA. Even more, Clark, if you include the D-League.
Well, you start with the Plumlees, the Gasols, the Teagues, Zellers. For twins, you have the Lopez twins, Morris twins, the Zellers, Gasols, Teagues, Steph and Seth Curry. Count 2 with the D-League.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Dishes it to Shrimp. Curls it from outside.
What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Lucas, that's good.
And how about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a 3, and then we'll take it right back.
Ginn, he's covered by Stockton. The shot no good. The Thunder leading by 23. We've got 1:28 left in the fourth quarter. Screened by Lucas. Pass to Primetime. Mutombo inside. Lucas the pass to Mutombo. Fires from deep. No basket. That's his 4th miss in 11 attempts from the floor.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Oklahoma City.
They enjoyed a big boost from the strong play of their bench.
Yeah, I thought the subs came in and did an outstanding job, Kevin. Those points off the bench were huge.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Irving. Every time there was a big possession or a big play, he was a major contributor. Just a great all-around game.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Oklahoma City.
First one falls for him. And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. The Nets making a switch here, so he gets them both. 41 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Smith kicks to Wallace. Back to Smith. Puts up a 3. Shot is off. Out to the right wing. Ginn. And he's good on the 3-ball.
The offense has clearly kicked into gear. The question, though, is it just a little too late?
Yeah, I think it may be, Greg. At least they're finally showing some signs of life offensively. Too bad I think it's past the point where it'll do much good.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win, and send this crowd home happy.
Yeah, you know, it was a real solid performance for them in a lot of areas. I mean, they should be proud of their work tonight.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team, Clark, by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire. And it only got louder as that lead got bigger.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. Now we send you to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who's standing by in our studio.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thanks, Kevin, and let's take a look now as we give the nod to our Jordan player of the game. He had a nice surge to start the second half, hitting his first 3 shots.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. I'm getting jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.